What's going on? I guess the last one, man, was it a big one for you? I mean, the time away and then, the missed fights. I mean, was that result a big one for you?
It was a big one to get back in there, but to be quite honest, that was probably one of my easiest fights, especially in the UFC. It was one that I expected to win, and if I wouldn't have won that one, I would have had to reevaluate where I'm going with this whole thing. The kid was a highly touted prospect. He was undefeated when he got to the UFC, and you see that with a lot of these guys. They lay under the radar, and then they get to the UFC. They're worth a big buck, but once they get exposed, they kind of got to be protected, or they're not going to last long. And I'm not going that route. I'm here to stay. I went the hard route my whole career. Did it on the local level, did it on the LFA level, became a world champ, and then now I'm here to do it in the UFC.
Super confident in that fight, but I wonder, like, during the time away when you're having to withdraw from fights and you're not getting to compete, I mean, was that a difficult time for you at all to think, like, what's going on here?
Yeah, no doubt. I knew I would get back to fighting. I knew I would get back in there, but it was a time to really, get healthy. I had not been healthy pretty much my whole career. People don't know that because I'm not going into a fight saying, hey, I've been fighting through this injury for years. But it was like, first I had to get to the UFC. That was like, fight through it, get to the UFC. And then in the UFC, I get to the point where I'm going to stick around in the UFC. And then, after that knockout in Mexico, it was a good time to sit back, get my injuries fixed. And that ended up being a lot more lengthy of a process than I had anticipated. I thought it was going to be a quick scope, 6-8 weeks, I was going to be good. But then they did the whole ligament repair, and so that set me on the sideline, and I really just had to reevaluate, my priorities, and one, focus on getting healthy, and two, focus on building the amateur program at Fortis MMA. I put a lot of time and effort into these guys. They got a lot of potential. We have the best student base. The people that come into the facility are just incredible, and they know that they're amongst great athletes, and they want to be on that level. So, I got these students, they're constantly coming to me after class asking me, what can I do better? So that makes me have to focus on being a better coach as well. I have to be more in tune with my students, my classes, and taking them to fights, traveling. It's a lot, and I'm a father. I get my son on weekends, so I got to juggle that as well. If I'm traveling, I have to give him the time that he deserves. So, just juggling all that was quite enough to keep my hands full while I was rehabbing and getting back into it. But now I'm juggling all that and fighting, and I feel like it's made me a better fighter and person in general. I feel like, I just from helping these guys, one, I got to go back to the basics constantly. So it's ingraining the basics in my mind. Two, I got to practice what I preach. And three, just giving back. Giving back is part of martial arts, and it makes me a more complete mixed martial artist.
That's also, it may be kind of cliched or whatever, but I mean, do you feel like this is kind of a new chapter for you? I mean, obviously you've been doing this for a long time, your experience, but now that you're finally healthy, you've had this time to kind of reevaluate everything. Does this feel like kind of a new chapter for you?
Yeah, definitely. This is, the starting of a new era in my career. I feel like I'm finally coming into my own, in life, physically. I'm peaking in all areas. I'm just enjoying life and enjoying, doing what I do. I'm living a dream, man. Like, it doesn't get much better than this. I just got to, one, focus on, getting the job done again and again, being consistent, and enjoying it while I'm here.
Nice. What do you make of Julian as an opponent, right? A guy, he's had some ups and downs through his career, but he's kind of having some positive results as of late. What do you make of him as an opponent?
Julian's a tough guy, man. He's had a long career, a lot of wins, a lot of good wins. He's been in and out of the UFC. I think he's, as far as like a person, I think he's kind of a douche. He was calling me out, kind of getting in my DMs, kind of just like poking, and it was like, we're adults here. When he brought me up in the press fight in the post fight conference, that was time. I mean, okay, that's the time to do it, and he asked for this, and I'm not the dude, man.
So the goal here obviously is victory, but is it to make a statement? Is it to settle a score? Is it to prove something to the world? Is it to prove something to Julian that he shouldn't have poked the bear?
No, man,
What's the goal here?
this is to further my career. He wanted to pull me out of my game and get me emotional and all that. And nah, man, where I'm from, you talk shit, you get hit. There's no red lights about it. It's on. So if he would have said that to my face, it would have been a whole nother ball game. But he's all running his mouth online, trying to hype this fight up. So I'm here. Let's go.
Last thing for me, what kind of fight do you think we see? I mean, is this something where you can go out and do something spectacular and quick, or do you feel like you're going to have to grind out a tough fight with a tough dude? What kind of fight do you think we see?
Honestly, I feel like it could go either way. I'm all for doing something spectacular. I've done it before. I could do it again. It's all about just going in there, enjoying the moment, living in the moment, and just kind of flowing. Because when stuff like that happens, it's like you're not even thinking. You're just thinking kill. You're just thinking about the objective. I got to take this guy out. And when I'm in that moment, really cool things happen. If I get ahead of myself and I start thinking, okay, I need a finish, or I need a I need to win. No, you just got to be in there. It's a fight, man. You just got to be in the moment and react, and that's when good things happen.